Howdy folks, Mallet Drums is out in the world now, so I'm able to talk about this song that I put together for John. Thought it'd be very fun to dissect it. It was originally kind of a demo piece for Mallet Drums, and then it kind of exploded into this wonderful sprawling thing. Anyways, before we dive into it, you should probably give it a listen. This one always reminds me of big, wide open skies. Okay, so let's start off with Mallet Drums and the role they play in this tune. Listen to those toms and the cymbals, really. Let's open this wide. Got a snapshot loaded called Cadmium. I named it Cadmium after a Pine Grove song, a band whose drum sound I could ramble about to anybody who's willing to listen, and perhaps against the will of many. But the main theme you're going to see here is a lot of room in the signal. Doing the processing externally, a little bit of a secret sauce here. Free plugin by Waves Factory called Snare Buzz. Simulates snare buzz. I've got that on the kit and the kick. I separated out the kick for some low-end control. I'm doing some dynamic EQing to take away a little bit of boomy, muddy stuff, and then some stereo compression, pretty transparent stereo compression, and then a little bit more characterful compression, parallel though, a little bit of crunch. So we're pushing it a little bit. It's a little bit saturated. Same thing to the kick, but we're EQing it differently, scooping out some room for the bass, etc. Let's go take a look at the other things that make this track what it is. Yeah, just a nice acoustic sound. I've got, I'm calling it pick here, but it's this. It's the, not the edges of the fingernail, like plucking, but the round part of the fingernails strumming. I like that sound often better than the pick. And then the finger picking is. Electric guitar, a big feature for this. That's this guy. It's flat wounds on a Gretsch Streamliner. It's a wonderful thing. Big fan of this guy. So flat wounds, kind of a darker thing going on, takes out some of the bite, and then the Gretsch has the P90 sound. And then I'm driving it in such a way that I often kind of think of it as it's not crunch, but it's crumble. It's particularly noticeable when you're playing two notes that are maybe just a whole step apart, tighter intervals. They kind of fuss with each other a little bit. Big fan of that. The dobro makes an appearance. Not just a dobro, it's a square neck resonator. I definitely get chapped for that. I call it the dobro here, so we'll have to live with it. The dobro sound, I am crushing it. 2 levels of compression on the dobro. The point of this, the thing really that you need to know, is that my goal here is to kill the transient a little bit and then bring out the sustain where like some of that like sound is. The Wolf compressor, I've got it 100% lo-fi because I'm trying to get rid of some of the rattle, because the dobro is very kind of has a lot of that metallic rattle thing going on, especially if you're not very good. Yeah, darkening the sound really helps it sit in the mix anyways. I really just want the impression. I want the sort of the gliding and the bendy, twangy stuff to almost be just implied. It's world building. It's just it's world building. The bass is a bass. Exciting. The rubber bridge plucks. This wasn't really intended to be a rubber bridge demo, but we were in the process of developing the rubber bridge pluck, so I was kind of putting it through its paces. It's just one of those that kind of gives you a little bit of undercurrent because the timbre of it, because the sound of it is such a peculiar, loosey-goosey thing. It just adds to the gestalt of the piece really effectively. And then, of course, because I truly use both of the Hearth and Hollows all the time, Hearth and Hollow makes an appearance. Unsurprisingly, the grooves in Hearth and Hollow play really well with the rubber bridge plucks. There's something like Andrew Bird-ish going on with the rubber bridge plucks. That's always a good thing. And then Hearth and Hollow folk voices actually is what helps us get into the piece. We start out with blooms, which I'm using like really, really texturally. I'm soaking it in some plate reverb. And then about midway point of the piece, we've got Willow and Juniper. Juniper is the like Bon Iver-ish falsetto doubled voice, and then Willow is like that nice smooth velvety female vocal. And I didn't do anything. It just sounds good as is. Nice piano layer, courtesy of Heirloom. About as dead simple as you can get, and then in context, of course. It's just the twinkle in the eye of this song. In our sort of grand finale section, we've got some horns. So soft that you can hear a lot of the breathy, chuffy stuff going on. So that's a French horn and a saxophone. It's a two-backs, the two-backs from Heirloom. It has that awesome, excessively intimate sound. And then we're back into the percussion. Just a pretty run-of-the-mill auxiliary percussion. Oh, and of course I'm garnishing things with some cymbal rolls. All right, well, this was fun for me. I hope it was elucidating in some way. So if you're digging the sound of any of this, or if this is in your ballpark, definitely go check out Mallet Drums. As a matter of fact, while we're at it, go check out Somerville's Prototypes, which is the pay what you want model. So if you're strapped, just zero, and you got it. It's yours. Runs in basically any DAW. You don't need contact. There's no serial number, nothing like that. Just go to the website, download it. It really is it's a wonderful little tool. Okay, well, hey, thanks for hanging with me, and until next time.